Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here, bringing you your weekly PUBG news. So in this episode we've got a couple of stories to go into. Now there isn't a lot of news out there this week, just a few little stories to delve into. And the first one is a statement that was put out by PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and this was to do with the recent server performance. Now they call it recent server performance, but I would say it's the server performance since day one. It's struggled, they've had a lot of issues with it. Give them credit where it's due though, they do always seem to fix issues very fast. They always communicate through Twitter and Facebook to let people know the issues that they're having, where they're having them, and then to let them know when they've resolved them. Now if you follow them on Twitter and you have the notifications on like I do, then you will know that they do seem to fix them quite fast. Most server issues seem to last an hour, a couple of hours at the most, and then they're sorted out. But they've recently put a statement out saying that they are extensively upgrading the facilities that they use, looking at the architecture that you use within these servers to try and optimize the best performance out of them. I know for instance in America and over here in the EU they use Amazon's web servers, which aren't potato servers. These are the same servers that serve as Netflix and Amazon Prime instant video. So they're not to be balked at, they're very good servers, but obviously PlayerUnknown don't have theirs as optimized as they should be. Maybe this is something that Amazon can help them with, I don't know, but they say they are looking to continually optimize their services. But just recently it's got a lot worse, there's been a lot of server issues, and they've said that they're basically just struggling to keep up with the amount of people that are playing this game at any one time. Now around a month ago it hit 1.5 million concurrent users on Steam. That is a lot of players at the same time playing this game. It recently peaked at 1.7 million a few days ago. So they say that you're just basically struggling to keep up with the amount of people that are coming onto the service all of the time. But they say they are ever expanding and looking to put more into it. The cynical people out there say that they're just not putting enough money into the infrastructure, or they're just struggling to keep up with the fame of this game, and they're just not, wasn't ready for the deluge of players that have come onto the service. But they're working hard to get it done, and I have to say myself, I haven't suffered too many server issues. Whether or not this bug for EU players especially, it keeps assigning us to the AS servers. Now whether that's done deliberately to try and alleviate the load on the EU servers, I don't know. The cynical person inside me says that's what they're doing, a bit of a conspiracy theory. But a lot of people don't check what their default server setting is, and they just click to ready up. So it could be that they're assuming a lot of people do exactly the same thing, and it's just alleviating the load and pushing it out onto servers that maybe aren't being used as much at that time period. So I don't know. Hopefully it's just a bug though, and it will be fixed soon because it's getting really annoying. Now unless you live under a rock, you will recently have known of the Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor boxing match that took place. Very high profile match. I stayed up and watched it myself, enjoyed it, and I didn't think that McGregor did too bad, although I don't think Floyd put a massively great performance in either. But yeah, it was a nice spectacle to watch. But the highest ranked pound for pound UFC fighter, a guy called Demtrious Johnson, has recently come out and said that he would love to play Conor McGregor, not Floyd Mayweather. He'd love to play Conor McGregor at PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Now I quite like UFC, but I'm not really that into it. I do love my boxing, I'm really into my boxing, but I don't know too much about UFC. Obviously everybody knows of UFC because of the likes of Conor McGregor. Obviously he's not the pound for pound best fighter at the moment, but he is definitely the most high profile UFC fighter out there. But this guy Demtrious Johnson also has his own Twitch streaming channel, which he uses between fights and training, and his favourite game is PUBG. And he said recently that he'd love to play Conor McGregor a few rounds on it. But this again highlights the fame that this game has at the moment. You've got people coming out and actively saying that they play it, and I can't really think of many other celebrities that come out and say what games they actually play. I assume that a lot of people do. I mean, the gaming industry is massive, so why should celebrities be cut out of it too? But you never hear them come out and say what they play or what they like. So, it's good that this guy's come out and said that he does it. He's got his own Twitch streaming channel. He said that he has aspirations to do it professionally once his UFC career is over. Of course, UFC careers don't last forever. So I'm actually going to check out his Twitch channel at some point and actually see how well he does at it. But yeah, again, it highlights the fame that this game currently has. Is it going to keep going? We'll have to wait and see. Now, I've recently done a couple of videos highlighting the Fortnite Battle Royale game mode that had been added to Fortnite, and of course with the fame of Battlegrounds it's going to span a lot of other Battle Royale games. Now a studio based here in the UK, or Automaton Games, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, have said that they're looking to bring out a tactical MMO that will be featured on the Battle Royale principles, and this will feature up to 1,000 players per server, and this will pit at least 400 of them against each other in a PUBG style mode. Now, 400 players on a server? Are we pushing things too far there? I don't know. I mean, it was kind of quite an achievement when Battlefield said that they would support 64 player servers, 32 versus 32. That was a big push in the right direction for high load servers, high player servers. Then PUBG's come along, done 100 players, and now these guys are saying that they can do 400 on theirs. Now, they've recently raised $10 million in investment to make the game. At the moment, it has no name. They've just codenamed it Project X, and yeah, once I have more news on this game, I will bring it to you. At the moment, there's very scant details on it, but yeah, 400 players, how cool would that be? And how big would you need the map? Do you think you could support 400 players on the current PUBG map? You probably could, but it'd be absolute carnage to start with. There'd be very few quiet places that you'd be able to parachute into and be able to loot on your own. You would almost always land with somebody else, I would think. But yeah, that's an interesting one, and once I know more on that game, I will bring that to you. And the last story that I'm going to go into is from a fellow YouTuber by the name of Sid Alpha. Now, you may or may not have heard of him. If you haven't, I recommend checking out his channel. I will put a link in the description below, and he basically does game reviews and gaming industry analysis. He doesn't pull any punches, you know, he's very, very black and white with how his opinions on things, and I find him to be quite unbiased. He just tells the stories as they are. Now, he's just done a video over the weekend, and this is regarding the Steam discussion pages for PUBG. Now, of course, you have moderators of these pages, and if you're having issues with your game, this is somewhere that you can go to see if other people are having similar issues, or ask the question and receive an answer. Basically just a forum that are tied into the game through Steam. But it seems that the sheer amount of people using these and the amount of spam and the amount of trolling that is going on has caused those that actually curate this community to throw in the towel and just walk away from it. They've said that Steam don't give them the tools with which to combat the amount of spam that's currently going on. Now, some other Steam users have stepped in and said that the tools are there, but of course Steam haven't given these guys these tools right now. Whether that will change or not, I don't know. I hope it does, because for people that have come into this game, the convenience of having these pages is paramount. You know, you go to launch your game, but the discussion forum is right there for you to click on and go and ask a question. It's very good. It's nicely tied in with the game and the Steam UI. I've used it before. I've used it a couple of times when I've had issues with a game. You can go reading through them, maybe find a solution to your issue. So all being well, they will get this cleaned up, because it can have a negative impact on a game. As Sid Alpha does say in his video, you know, you need to have a nice clean forum for people to turn to when they're having issues, and if there isn't that, where do they turn to? So it can put people off. It can result with a game receiving negative reviews, of which PUBG has recently received a lot for its advertising on the Chinese servers. But hopefully Steam will give these guys the tools now that they have called Steam out a bit, and we might get some resolution to this problem. And that is pretty much all the news I've got for you this week, guys and girls. I'm still doing my gameplay videos. They have been slow to appear on the channel. I've had some issues to deal with in my family life, which have meant I haven't been able to edit as much as I would like to. I'm going to try and get back on the wagon this week and get some more videos out. I've got another chicken dinner coming up, which I need to start editing. I've still got my collaboration with Psycho Ghost. We are struggling to get game time together, but we're getting there slowly but surely. And yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.